You can spend years trying to build a life where nothing shakes you. You fight to hold it all together, thinking that if you just work harder, earn more, or keep everyone happy, you'll finally feel secure. But one day, you realize how fragile that stability really is. The smallest things still decide your day. A careless word, an unexpected delay, an email that shifts your whole plan. And that's when it hits you. Most of what weighs you down doesn't even come from you, but from the opinions and judgments of others. The truth is, those same people, they won't remember what you said or did 5 minutes later. They move on, distracted by their own lives. But you carry it. You replay it at night. You let it sit in your chest like a stone, shaping how you see yourself. And all the while, you're handing over your peace to people who aren't even thinking about you. That's not strength, that's slavery, the kind we choose without realizing. Marcus Aurelius put it in simple words: if you live for their praise, you'll die from their criticism. That's the trap. Every time you let someone else's approval decide your worth, you build your life on shaky ground. It looks fine on the outside, but inside it never feels steady. And the more you chase that approval, the more it slips away, leaving you emptier than before.
I know, because I've been there. I wasted years running after nods, applause, respect that vanished as soon as it came. I let silence after failure eat me alive, convincing myself I was less because someone didn't clap or didn't care. And after all that, I learned something I wish I'd known sooner. The only approval that ever gave me peace was my own. It came from living by my values, not theirs. From standing on ground that couldn't be pulled out from under me. Maybe that's where you are right now. On the outside, you look strong. Everyone counts on you. You keep things moving. You hold the weight. You play your role. But inside, there's that quiet voice that won't go away, asking when it will be your turn to live free, when you'll stop bending to opinions that don't matter and start standing firm on the things that actually do. So, that's why we're here. This isn't another lecture, and it's not Instagram motivation. It's a conversation about what really happens when you stop caring about the noise and start building from the inside out. No theories, no fluff, just the raw truth that can change the way you live if you're willing to face it. And if you're ready, let's begin.
You ever notice how much energy gets wasted trying to manage what people might say about you? At work, you hold back an idea because you're worried the boss won't like it. With friends, you laugh at a joke you don't even find funny, just so you're not the odd one out. At home, you hide your frustration because you don't want to be judged as too harsh. And then, when you're finally alone, you're left with this heaviness, like you've lived everyone's life but your own. That's the trap Marcus Aurelius was pointing at. If you live for their praise, you'll die from their criticism. Think about that. If their applause is what fills you, then their silence will starve you. If their approval makes you stand tall, then their rejection will knock you flat. It's like building your house on ice. Looks solid for a while, but when the heat hits, everything melts. And the storms always come. A coworker makes a comment that gets under your skin. A neighbor throws shade at how you raise your kids. Someone online leaves a smart-ass remark that keeps echoing in your head. That's when the choice shows up. Do you give them your peace or do you keep it? Because either way, you're paying, and the bill comes in sleepless nights, bad decisions, and a life that never feels fully yours. Epictetus was brutal about this. He said, if you want to be free, stop caring about things outside your control. Sounds simple, but living it is a fight. Because pride screams louder. Ego wants to clap back. Fear whispers, if you don't respond, they'll think you're weak. And before you know it, you've lost the battle, not to them, but to yourself.
Look, I'm not saying you'll never care. You're human. Of course you'll feel it when someone cuts deep. But there's a difference between noticing the sting and handing over the keys. It's like hearing a knock at the door. You can choose to ignore it, or you can invite the chaos inside. Most men don't even realize how many times a day they open that door. Think about the cost. Every time you bend to someone's opinion, you get smaller, you shrink a little bit inside. It's death by 1,000 cuts, not all at once, but slowly, in the way you stop speaking your truth, stop taking risks, stop standing firm. And one day you wake up realizing you're living someone else's script. That's not life, that's a cage. Seneca warned about this too. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Most of the criticism you fear never even happens. It's ghosts in your head, not people in your face. But the fear still runs the show. And until you name it for what it is, noise, it will keep running you. So here's the bottom line. You can spend your years chasing a round of applause that fades in seconds, or you can live in a way that stands whether they clap or not. And that choice isn't made in some big dramatic moment. It's made every day, in every small choice to let the noise pass you by.
Pick one place in your life where you're still bending for approval. Maybe it's work, maybe it's family, maybe it's how you scroll online waiting for likes. Don't try to fix everything. Just notice it. Name it. That's the first step. Second, create silence. 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no distractions. Just you and your thoughts. That's when you'll hear the difference between your voice and their noise. Stoicism starts here, not in books, but in the quiet space where you choose what really matters. Third, set one line you won't cross. Could be small. I won't fake a laugh to fit in. Could be big. I won't compromise my values for money. That line becomes your anchor. A man who knows his line doesn't get dragged by every opinion in the room. I remember being in my 30s, grinding at a job I hated. I stayed late every night just to look dedicated, while my daughters were home growing up without me. One night, driving home, I realized something brutal. The people I was trying to impress wouldn't even remember my name in 10 years, but my family would. I was trading what mattered for what melted. That's what this message is about. It's not about pretending you don't care. It's about caring rightly, caring about the things that last, your values, your family, your word, and letting the rest slide off. Not weakness, not apathy, strength, discipline, freedom. And maybe you needed to hear this tonight. Maybe you've been stretched thin, trying to be everything to everyone, quietly wondering if it's worth it. Brother, it is. Not because you'll ever win their approval, but because you can walk your own path and sleep in peace at night. So if you're still here, take this as an invitation, not to follow another voice shouting for attention, but to walk with men who want to live with presence, virtue, and clarity. No masks, no games, just truth and strength, side by side. Stay, listen, walk with us, because you're not alone in this fight.